Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Dungeon Universalis. And it's looking grim. My heroes are, well, I wouldn't call them that way. I mean, they're just a bunch of losers and they're doing terribly bad. So I lost my second adventure. I don't give up hope yet. I mean, I will continue playing, but I will change the rules a little bit. The campaign rules, to me, it makes not a lot of sense that the fact when you lose an adventure, as a reward, the dark player gets an additional darkness marker. I think from a gamey perspective, as well as from a thematic perspective, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If I lose, you know, I'm in a terribly bad shape. And this guy is getting better and better. And I don't think that is very reasonable. Also the fact, you know, I mean, I'm nearly getting killed by a giant spider. And he is kind of getting worried and sending people to, I don't know, to slow me down or whatever. So I don't have a feeling that makes a lot of sense. So I'm not gonna do that. I might consider maybe instead, when I successfully do an adventure, maybe then he could send additional people. But I'm not sure about that either. I mean, that might just make it too hard either. I don't know. It's really a tough decision. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to follow that rule that when I rest at an inn, then I'm going to place an additional thing here and when I roll a 6. And I think that's all. And that means in the end there should be only one single marker here, and I think that should be here. I know that makes the game probably much more easy, but I think I deserve that. It's looking pretty grim, and I don't want to get rid of this rule completely, and maybe at some point I'm going to change that again. But for now, I think as a house rule, it's perfectly fine to make it a little easier for me and not to get additional punishment when I already lose a campaign, you know. I lose money because I have to go to the inn, which again, that's the thing, you know, which gives probably an additional marker here when you go to the inn. So basically, when you lose a campaign or when you lose a mission, you probably get 2 markers anyway. So you get punished twice. And then in addition, you lose... you're going to lose your equipment, possibly, as I did here, and I don't get any experience points. So why give him that extra bonus? I don't think that makes any sense. So therefore, I'm not going to give him the 2 markers that he... or actually, I think it was only 1. So wait a minute, there were 3 markers here. And I fucked up 2 missions until now. But I didn't place a marker for that mission. So for some reason, there should have actually been 2 markers here. Maybe maybe because I was twice at the inn or something like that. I don't remember anymore. So we're going to place these 2 markers here, but I'm not going to place an additional one here. And I'm also going to remove that from here because I'm just doing pretty bad. Okay, and so my idea is, I was at the Guardian Hills while I was nearly killed by the spiders and by the ants. So my idea is now to... I unlocked an adventure down here. So I might return now to Atania, go to the inn, spend pretty much my last money there, and that allows me to recover at least these two heroes. This guy is still in an okay shape, and from here I will then move, I will travel down here again, and I try to do this adventure and hopefully get some additional money there, and then maybe at some point we can get some interesting equipment, and maybe we can make it again to the Guardian Hills then. But I don't know. I wonder what happens if you simply lose every adventure. If the campaign ends then, and I don't know what happens at that point. It's an interesting question. Maybe we find out. So for now, we're gonna move back here, and we gotta roll a die, and on a 5+, we're gonna have an event, and that is not the case. And now we enter the city, and we gotta roll again, and it's a castle. It's technically, I think this is not a city, and on a 4+, there'll be an event. Okay, that is a 5, so let's see what that is. Okay. Unexpected offspring. To the surprise of their companions and the guards of the castle, a former lover of one random hero stands before them with a baby in their arms, demanding they acknowledge and support the child. The hero must pay them 10 coins or he will lose 1 fortune point. If he doesn't have any fortune left, nothing will happen. Well, that is a little odd. Well, okay, I mean, first let's see which hero it is. 1 or 2, 3 or 4, 5 or 6. Now let's hope it's not the frog, because I don't want to even imagine the offspring, but apart from that, I don't want to send him to the inn. I cannot afford it, so I don't want him to lose the fortune, but we'll see. And of course it's the frog. Great. So that means this guy will lose 1 fortune. Oh boy. Okay, great. No luck here. Of course we cannot afford the 10 bucks, so... Okay. Now we have the movement, so these guys will now come closer. They move here. And now we can stay at the inn. And I'm going to spend 4 bucks for 2 heroes. The sorceress needs her mana back, and this guy needs his life points back. And that means we got to roll now 3 dice, and for a 6... And I think 1 is enough. I don't think I want to follow the rule. I don't know, man. Okay, for every 6 I'm going to place a marker there. Well, there is no 6, so I was lucky there. And well, these 2 is all that we have there. Okay, cool. So now let's replenish these guys. And then we might continue moving. Okay, now we're going to leave the city and move here in this province, and that means we have to roll again for a event here on a 5+. Nothing happened. And now we move down into this province here where we have the woods, so we're going to roll for these. Let's see. That's a 5+2. Okay, we were lucky again. Now these guys move. And yeah, now they're actually coming closer. And now we can try to do this other event. Yeah, it's an epic event. No, it's not. It's an independent quest, whatever that means. So we're going to try that one and hope it's not so hard. Okay, so let's read the introduction first. The job of a bandit is very lucrative in a world where laws are barely enforced and guards do not watch beyond the walls of cities and castles. However, there are always bounty hunters willing to capture these wrongdoers and be rewarded by governors, captains, and even kings. There are many places that are likely to hide such outlaws. Do you dare to enter one and do justice? Well, I don't know if I really do that, but I think I have to because we need some money. So bounty hunting seems like a good idea. So, and that mission is called the Bandits Den, and it says knock out the quest leader, and it's the bandits are the faction here. And the thing is, I already played this. I played it also as a preparation. It is recommended as an introductory mission. So again, that means I already know the map, and I know the shortest way to the guy. So I don't want to play it again that way. Again, I'm gonna roll dice here and change the whole so that the whole setup might be a little different. And I'm gonna show you what I actually mean here. So just a minute. Okay, so here's the thing. I already know the map. I've played this scenario as a preparation. It is recommended as an introductory scenario, so I know the map already, which is bad because, and I'm going to show you how the map works. You enter here in this room, and then you can enter this kind of corridor here. This is one big corridor. It's divided into different sections. But anyway, it's a big corridor, and if you go here to the very end, there's a trapdoor here. So adjacent to these corridors, there's basically 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. 3 of them are dead ends, and one will, the one that contains the trapdoor, will lead you into this center room here, and there is no other access to this room except for this trapdoor. And from there, you can then enter these kind of, I don't know, hidden rooms or whatever you want to call them. And oh, it's interesting. Look at that. There's a secret door back there. And there's a secret door back here. That is interesting too. So anyway, so here's the boss. And from there, there's still there's still this room back here, but there's not a lot to find here, right? So it's basically the boss here that we got to fight, and there's also a chest here where we hopefully find some money. So that's the whole point, right? We got 3 rooms, 3 of them dead ends. One of them is the room which will lead us to the boss. So now that I know the map, I could simply walk like this, and this is it. And yeah, get a big advantage out of it. However, because yeah, I think it's more interesting and gives more replayability here, what I'm going to do is, whenever I open a door, I'm going to roll a die. And when I open the first door, when I roll a 1, or if I roll a 1, then that room will actually contain the trapdoor, which then leads me into this room, and then I could go to the boss. Otherwise, it's just the room that is there, right? If I roll if I open the second door on a 1 or 2, there will be the trapdoor in there. And if it's not the case, there are only 2 rooms left. So then, if I open the third door, on a 1 to 3, this will be the room with the trapdoor, which brings me here. And otherwise, if it's still not there, then obviously we'll find the trapdoor in the last room. So this is what I'm going to do instead of simply moving into the last room, which would obviously be a big advantage here. But okay, so therefore I'm not going to use the app because it's simply not necessary. Okay, great. So let's set it up. So let's try again. Well, this time, wait a minute. So this time, yeah, we recovered, so the dwarf is in perfect condition. This guy only has 4 of his 7 fortune points, and she is in perfect condition. So let's hope that this is good enough. Okay, first turn, and we're moving toward this door, and I want him to open the door, so I guess right now it makes probably the most sense to, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, move like this, and maybe this guy moves here, and 1, 2, 3, there we go. Okay, and as an action, we're gonna open the door, and let's see if we can do that successfully. Okay, we already have our first obstacle here. So we draw from this deck, and that is a locked door. Okay, the door the character is trying to open is locked. It can be opened stealthily by passing a dexterity test. Choose one character, only one attempt is allowed. If the test is passed, the door will be opened. Otherwise, it can only be broken. The door has vitality 5, armor 5. So we know that it's not a good idea to break doors, because it gives the other people an advantage, and that was maybe the reason why we lost the first quest. So therefore, maybe this time we should actually try to open it using our dexterity. Now this guy, you know, I can do it. I can take the Dexterity Potion from the dwarf as a quick action, and then I get a +2 modifier, and that means I would need an 8 to do it. So, I want to try that. I think I want to, yeah. So, yeah, okay, I'm going to drink the potion and hope for an 8. Ah, fuck it, that's a 7. Do you want to try a reroll? I don't know. It's tricky. I might want to try a reroll, I guess. But it's unlikely that I can get it. But I mean, come on. Who cares? So I'm going to try it again. Okay, we didn't make it. So the door is actually locked. And the Dexterity Potion is kind of wasted. However, we still have these values here for the next 2 turns, so we should mark this somehow. And but it's pretty bad. So that means as another action now, we got to try to break the door. So we start the next turn now. And again, I mean, this is pretty much pointless. I don't know how you can manage it. Maybe if you run all the time or so, there's a way to win against the dark player, but I find it extremely unlikely. So we're going to move here, and now we're going to break the door, and we're going to use the axe, of course. And it's an automatic hit. So the good thing is, this time, yeah, we have a better weapon. So we get 7, no, that's not true, 6 dice. And the door has only 4. So we did 3 damage to the door, okay. But sadly, there's going to be a noise marker here. Obviously a bad thing. And now it's the Now this guy, he can use the scimitar. It's tricky if he does it. Okay, so I think first I'm going to activate her, and she's going to grab her staff with 2 hands. Oh boy. And then she will do 4 damage dice. But the door will only be opened at a 6. So because it's a +1. Ah, shit. So that was unlucky. And maybe we should have taken the dagger instead. Would have been more clever. That was stupid to use the staff with the +1 modifier. And now this guy, Here's the thing. If I use the scimitar, there's a big risk that the door will break, everything opens, and behind that there might be then already some dangerous creatures. So, you know, I'm not going to use it. I think it's a bad idea. Damn. I don't know, man. This sucks hard. Okay, I'm going to use it. So, it's a +2. No. Yeah, I got a strength. Wait a minute. So I think the door has heavy armor. This is all pretty pointless. Does it have heavy armor? No, I don't think so. No, it doesn't have heavy armor. There are the reinforced doors, and I think they have heavy armor. I think this one has a standard armor. So that means I do strength +2 damage. The short bow goes away. But I only got a strength of 2, so that means I can roll 4 damage dice. And no success here. So we go into the next round. So you know what? I'm actually feeling to just leave the room and maybe try again, you know. I mean, that was so bad. Maybe we shouldn't just say fuck it. We're going to go and give it another go. I mean, this is, oh boy. So we're going to try the next turn, and we're going to try to break the door again. So this is then the next noise marker, and we're going to roll again with 6 dice. So basically he's the only one who has a real chance to open that thing. And yeah, he did. So the door is now broken. It was a hard thing to do, but obviously there's a pretty big risk that on the other side there will be some ugly creatures. And I should have actually moved this guy away. But I didn't. Okay. So we're standing here now, and we'll see what is behind the door. And by the way, I'm actually using the map, the app, simply because it's well, I don't have to use the big book that way. So we got to place these two corridors here. Okay, so this is the new section now. We got two markers here and a door here. And so now we got to roll twice, I think, because we broke the door. So we got to roll twice if enemies will show up. The first one, no. Okay, no enemies this time, but considering all the noise we made, I guess we can be pretty sure we will see enemies in the next room. But you know, actually, I think he started that turn. So now I think I have the option to move. And I'm going to move a couple of spaces here. And then with her, you know, actually I think to prevent, because I know what's the map, so I'm gonna roll in which direction I want to move. So on a 1 to 3, I'm gonna move up. Okay, yeah, so that's what we do. So we're gonna move up here. Now and I think I'm gonna go for this door in this case. And with her, I'm gonna move here, but I'm not gonna reveal this section. And he is then gonna be the one to open this door in the next turn, simply because it's very likely that there will be enemies there, and they're probably going to win the initiative roll, and therefore I want somebody stronger here than this guy. Now, you know what? Actually, I might prepare for this situation. I might even do the war dance right now. Maybe we shouldn't be too afraid of this. So, okay, next turn. And I'm going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to open the door. And we're going to roll again. Okay, this time no obstacle. The door opens. And let's see what room we find. Okay, it's this one here. I kind of turned all this around because I don't have a lot of room here. And now we got to roll again. But this time we got to roll only once. Because you only have to roll twice in a large room, or when you just break and have broken a door. But this is not the case here. But the two noise markers remain. So if we meet an enemy, that will mean he will get a +2 on initiative. Okay, and we will indeed meet an enemy. So that means we draw here from the deck. And it is a special creature. So let's see. Got to check here, special creatures. It's here. And we got to add 1 to the die roll. Up. Oh boy, that's a 7. It's one... What? It's a bandit boss. Holy crap. One bandit boss with a skill Dirty Fighter. Okay. So he's got to pay 6 points for that. And then we got to find the boss here. But it is not the boss, I guess. It's just some random bandit, I guess. Okay, so before we... it's the next morning now, so I realized I missed a couple of things, actually. Especially two important ones. So first, during combat, during melee combat, the winner has the option to push the other guy back one space. And if there is no room, then the other guy will take one more damage. This, I don't know how much it actually impacted the game until now, but it will definitely lead to a more dynamic fighting. Now you don't have to do that maneuver, but usually the AI will do it. And yeah, that could be, as I said, a more dynamic fighting scenario then. But what is even more important is you also have to roll for the die, the obstacle die, when you reveal a new section. And you don't do that only to check if there are creatures, but before you actually place the section, you check if there is an obstacle, if there's a trap there. So basically you got to roll it twice, just like a door. First, if there is a trap, and second, if there are creatures. And that would have made probably my last adventure even harder. So, okay, in this adventure until now we didn't do that, so it has no impact for this one. But for the next one, but for now we're going to keep that in mind. And in general, it probably makes the game harder. So before we check the creature here, the bandit boss, I want to check if the trapdoor is in this room. You remember, because I already knew the right way to the room with the trapdoor, which would have been moving down this way and then continuing down here, and then here at the end of the corridor, there would have been the trapdoor, which would have led us then in the final section where the main room is located. So I'm going to check if the trapdoor, I want more randomness here because I didn't go there, so I want to check if the trapdoor maybe is already here if we're lucky. So I'm going to roll, and on a 1 that will be the case. And it's a 2, so this is not the room that we were looking for. And now we're gonna place the special creature in there, which is a bandit boss. Now this is a little tricky because the rules only say one bandit boss with a skill Dirty Fighter, and it doesn't say which equipment. So it says here chainmail and shield, may choose broadsword, scimitar or mace, may replace that weapon and shield with a bastard sword, may have handgun or crossbow for 1 extra victory point. Or God, I always say victory point. It's, of course, it's these, gosh, I don't know what the name is. Value point or something. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first we're going to roll 1 to 4, if there will, which type of weapon he has. So that is a 3. That means he's going to have chainmail, shield, and a mace. We're going to check if he has some firearm, and therefore I do it in a similar way as you usually check the skills. But that means for every, God, I think for every 10 points or so. You roll a die, if I'm not mistaken, and depending on what you roll, he gets specific skills. Now the thing is that it would have worked this way here. If he has a 1, he has one of these fire weapons. So let's see. Okay, that is not the case, so there is no 1 here. So he doesn't have a fire weapon. So he simply has the chainmail, shield, and a mace. Okay, I think I'm going to take this guy here as our bandit leader. And if you have a single creature, you got to place it in the center of the room, furthest away, on the square which is furthest away from the hero who opened the door. So basically I think I'm going to have to place him here. Okay. And now I guess we're good to go. So let's see. We got to do the initiative roll. Now the bandit leader has a -1 perception, but he gets a +2 bonus because we broke that door, which kind of makes him alert. So therefore, he's got a +1 bonus. And the dwarf, yeah, I mean, he has no bonus at all. So let's see. Oh boy, we were really lucky here. We have the initiative. Now we got to see how valuable that actually is. It is probably pretty good. But he's far away. He's not in line of sight, which is a little bit of a problem. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we cannot reach him. That's the problem with the whole thing. We cannot reach him. But maybe we can kind of bring us into a position which gives us some tactical advantage. So the thing is, he's got to move this way, he's got to move upstairs, which will also slow him down a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if that is... If he moves from here to here, I think then he is already on this level. This, yeah, I think so. This seems to be on the same level. So he doesn't go from here to here and spend another 2 movement points. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how far he can go. He can only enter this square. So let's see, maybe we can move in a clever way. Yeah, that should be possible. I think we can do him, we can cause him some problems here. So I'm going to move here with my first guy. And with her, I'm going to move here. And with him, I'm going to go here. So I'm now really in the position to hit him. And now it's we roll for the power card. And yeah, he's gonna be able to draw a power card. That is not good. Okay, that says fortune. The creature gets a fortune point to be used before the end of the engagement. It may only use to repeat the critical failure result or to avoid a result that knocks it out or knocks it down. Okay, that's not good. So, but it's also not terrible. So we're going to give him a fortune point, and that costs the dark player 2 points to play that card. Okay, so now he will move as expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He simply cannot go any further because if he would run, he's not allowed to enter our combat zone, and this would be these 3 spaces. So therefore, he's not going to run, but he doesn't get far enough to do an attack, so it doesn't matter. Now it's us again, so that means this goes up again, and I'm now allowed to start. So let me see, I wonder if I want to use the short bow. I think I might want to do that, so I'm going to exchange weapons here, and I will use the short bow, try to hit him. Okay, that is a hit, and I do 2 dice of damage. I mean, he's got a 5, so that is pretty insane, an armor of 5. And yeah, I couldn't do any damage here. And now let's see, I think I wonder if I should use a spell. I think first I want to do an attack. So I'm gonna move here and attack from the side. And so let's see, he's got, oh boy, he's got a combat value of 5. That is pretty impressive. Maybe I should, it's gonna be hard to beat. Okay, let's see. I mean, I only have a combat value of 4. I think I'm gonna try it anyway. It's tough, but I'm gonna try. Okay, that is... Damn, that was close. It's not good enough. It's an 8 against an 8, so I couldn't win here. And now I think she's gonna use the brain damage spell. So to cast the spell I need a 5, and I did that, and I even have a critical, which is pretty awesome. That means I'm gonna do 5 dice of damage against the target's intelligence, which is 4. So this time I got good odds to do at least some harm. And that was very good. So he loses 3 life points. That is pretty awesome. But he's still not wounded, sadly. 1 more point would have been great. That would have caused him to be wounded and therefore have worse values. But that is not the case. Okay, so I guess this is it. And now it's his turn. So again, we have to roll here. And nothing. And now he fights this guy. I think he doesn't turn in his direction because you can fight sideways. You cannot fight the squares on your back. There you have to turn, but I think in this way he doesn't have to turn around. It would have been good for me if he would do that, because then I could... Actually, you know what? After... that's interesting. After the stabbing, or after the spell, I could actually move behind him. I can ignore his combat range because he is already engaged with him. So you know what? I think I'm gonna move here. which... Oops. I think I'm still on the same level. I mean, I'm on the stairs exactly, but I think as long as I'm not here, I guess I'm on the same level. And now I can stab him from behind with a dagger, which is pretty cool. So it's him now, and I mean, on the other hand, you know, it's risky if I do that. I think I don't do that. I can still do it next turn. He might simply turn around and attack me. That's a pretty bad idea. So now he's gonna attack the dwarf. I can still move behind him next turn and then try to stab him. So he's attacking the dwarf now, and he has some advantage here. So let's hope it's not so bad. And that is just, oh god, that's going to be close. So here's the thing. He's got a 6, I got a 7. But he has one more combat point than I have. So now we got to check the agility, and mine is not very good. My agility is only 3. But I even have a -1 value, so my agility is only 2. So he's got an agility of 3. So he actually wins that battle, which is not good. So he will do me some damage with the mace. So that means we're talking up to 5. What is that? Oh, it's a -1. No, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Now look at that. That is interesting. It's a -1 for his combat value. Yeah, I think so. I gotta check the maze, but I think it is. Yeah, that's a -1 to his combat value. So that means he didn't hit me, because he also only has a combat value of 4, as do I, and I had a better roll here, so he didn't hit me. Awesome. And so that means now it's me again, and this goes up, and we can do a second attack, and I'm gonna start with the dwarf, I guess. And again, that was a successful hit. Pretty awesome. So now I really got good odds to kill him. I got... he's gonna try to block with his shield though. I forgot about that. Oh shit, you know what? He should have done that against the magic attack, I guess. It's a little late for that now. I think he should have used the shield against the magic attack. So here's the thing. I'm only going to give him 2 points. Because we should have rolled 1 less dice that way. But we got to check if the shield breaks. And because it was a critical, I remember that now, it was a critical, I think chances are that the shield... I gotta check that. This is a little difficult. Okay, so I was wrong here, because these are magic projectiles, and you can use your shield to block them, but you cannot this one here. This is a damage spell, which simply does damage, but it's called damage spell. So you could not use that to block that spell. So we're good. But you can now use the shield and trying to block the the attack from the dwarf. So he's gonna need, oh boy, there we go. He's gonna need a 5+, and he doesn't have that. Pretty awesome. So that means now that we can simply roll the damage dice. And that is quite a bit. We're talking about 6 dice here. and the axe reduces the armor. So that means he only has an armor of 4, and we managed to kill him. Very, very good. So the guy is dead, which is awesome. Okay, so I guess that went pretty well. So let's check the rewards. I think I will get... Yeah, that gives me... Because this is a so-called champion enemy. And he has 3 swords. So I get 3 points for this guy. And in addition to that, I think I can roll 3 dice. But I gotta check that to find out maybe if I find some valuables here. You know what? Actually, we're not done yet. He has the fortune here, so he can spend that to prevent that roll from, or to prevent that damage. But he's gonna need a 5 or a 6, and he has that. Holy crap! Okay, so the guy is still alive. That damage is now simply ignored. So, but the card goes away, of course, and so he is still alive. However, now we can push him back, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to push him in here, and do I really want that? I'm not sure. Maybe not. I mean, it gives me the advantage. I have a high ground then, which is better for me. Well, maybe not, because he is still on the stairs. So he said, you're not on the lower level in this situation. Okay, so, you know, I'm not going to push him. And we said he looks in this direction. So let's continue. I'm going to try to attack with this guy again. Yeah, I think I'm going to attack with a scimitar here. No, not that is not true. I'm going to use again the short bow. I think that's easier. It's unlikely that I do damage, but I'm going to try it anyway. So let's see. Okay, that was a miss, I guess. Oh, that is actually bad. So I failed. That means I would hit the dwarf again, because it's a. The thing is, if you fail the shot, but you roll a 1, that means you hit someone, an ally who is adjacent. So therefore, I would have hit the dwarf. I'm not going to allow that. I'm gonna use one of my fortune. So this goes up again, and I'm going to re-roll that roll here. Okay, that was much better, even a critical. Pretty awesome. Okay, so here's one thing. I had a critical here, but before I should have done that, I should have checked if the bandit's shield broke when he tried to block the attack of the dwarf, because this weapon has a breaking thing, so we got to check here, and indeed the shield broke. Now it's getting interesting. When a shield breaks, you take 1 damage die, although I think not. No, he tried to defend. So I think when the shield breaks and you do a successful block, then you take a damage die. But I think you do not take an additional damage die when you unsuccessfully block. So, oh god, a lot of stuff to check here. Actually, I was wrong. He didn't have to check if the shield breaks because he was not successful with the blocking roll. You only have to do it when you do a successful block. So now he can check if the shield will block the impact of the arrow. Time we had a critical here, so that means it's going to be harder for him to block. So not on a 5 or 6, but he gets a +1 modifier, so only on a 6 the roll will now block, or the shield will now block. And he doesn't have that, so it's a hit. And now I'm allowed to roll 3 dice. 1 hit would be very, very useful, and 2 obviously better. Okay, that's 1 hit. That isn't so bad, because now he is wounded, which reduces his combat abilities, and that's pretty awesome. So I wonder if I should try this attack from behind. Well, I see, that's why it's not that is a little tricky now. Let's see. The attack from behind. You know, I think I want to use the dagger as a throwing weapon. If I would have started from behind, I could have done now a sneaky attack with my dagger. But now this way, I'm simply going to use the dagger as a throwing weapon, which is a little tricky. I don't want to hit the dwarf, so there is a risk involved if I do that. It is definitely risky to do that. You know, I think I want to try it anyway. I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to throw one of my daggers against this guy. So I'm going to need a 7. So let's see. Oh, fuck it. So that means I'm going to use use a fortune here. That's not good, but I don't want to risk that. So hopefully this time it's better. And it is. It's an 8. So I think he can again try to block here. So on a 5 or 6. And he didn't. So I do now 3 damage. Or 3 damage dice. So that could be enough to kill him if I'm a little lucky. And it is. Awesome. So in the end, I finally managed to kill this guy. Okay, it's the next turn now. And now we can search the body for loot. And if it's a champion creature, we can roll as many dice as his strength or intelligence. We can choose. And so we can roll 4 dice now, and I think I don't know who's gonna do it. I think the dwarf might want to do it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think the dwarf will do it. So he rolls 4 dice. Oh, that was bad. We have 1 more. Okay, nothing at all. Oh boy. So that was really not worth it. Ridiculous. So then we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Well, I might actually move here. And then it's this guy. Well, I could move her first. Probably here. And now I'm going to move him. And I'm going to reveal the next section. And now I'm going to do it right. First, I have to roll if I trigger an obstacle. And that is indeed the case. So let's see. What? An armored chest. Okay, if this card wasn't revealed while trying to open a chest, keep it face up without paying its cost. It will be activated the next time the heroes attempt to open a chest and the scenario gives a result of this power card. So this goes away, I guess. We can place this here. Okay, so therefore we place this card right here now. And now we can reveal the next section. Okay, so we revealed this section here now, which means we got to roll again for creatures. And nope, no creatures. So I guess I want to try to open this door, but first, yeah, this goes up one space again. He's already... Okay, so let's see, we... yeah, I think first I'm going to move... I can only move here without leaving my safety zone, but that's okay for me. Yeah. And I'm going to move with her 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, I guess. Maybe actually here. Doesn't really matter. And then this guy moves 1, 2, 3. And then he tries to open that. Yeah, and then he tries to open that door. So we gotta roll for obstacles. And no, it's not the case, so the door simply opens. And we can reveal a new section. Okay, relax. So let's see. Okay, so we got a new room here. This is barrels and boxes are in this room. Okay, so let's see. It's basically the same room as this one, and I think there are two tiles with the same artwork. Okay, so there's the room. Here are the boxes, and we got to roll now the scenario die if there's going to be a creature inside. And again, we were lucky. There is no creature, but because we had now two sections without creatures, next time the chances are increased that we will meet some. Okay, so the thing is, do we want to go here and search that or not? I mean, usually the stuff you find there is not terribly valuable. So, I don't know. But I need money, right? Oh, before we start this, we got to check if this is our room where we wanna find. So on a 1 or 2, the trapdoor will be in this room. Okay, it is not. So we got to keep searching, and so yeah, I'm really not sure if I want to even check this or not. It will cost me probably about 2 turns or so to do that, which gives this guy 2 more turns, but I'm already 7 points behind. So you gotta ask yourself, is there a chance to make it in the end, to catch up? Hard to tell. Okay, so I think I'm more in this area, not so much for the experience, and it's going to be very hard to get that extra experience point anyway. It might not be impossible. I think I get about 5 points for killing the leader, 2 points for finding the main room, so that would give me 7 points. And in addition to that, if there are any obstacles, or for example the armed chest, might get a chance to open that. That could give me another point. If I would kill more monsters, which will possibly, I mean, there will definitely be monsters with the leader. There's a large room. So it might be possible for me to get another, maybe, if things are really doing, really turn out well, I might get 10 points or something. So it is possible, maybe even more. So it is definitely possible to beat the dark player. That's interesting. So maybe I should try it. It's an additional experience point. That would be not bad. You know, I'm actually thinking I could give it a go. Maybe I should try it. Oh, you know what? Actually, I forgot. I get another advance point because I managed to cast the spell successfully. So yeah, you know, I think I'm not going to search this. I still got a chance to beat the dark player. So I think I want to try that instead. So therefore, I'm going to ignore this room and instead, maybe I can search the furniture later. I know once you enter the main room, you're not allowed to longer search rooms for treasure. But maybe furniture, it's hard to tell. I think the rules don't forbid it. Maybe I should do it as a house rule so that you're not allowed to interact with furniture anymore once this timer shuts down. It kind of would make sense, I guess. But we'll see. So we can remove these. Okay, so anyway, I guess I want to move here and reveal the next section. So let's see. We start the next turn, sadly. So he has 11 points now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I still want to be careful. I don't want to rush too much here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now this guy can move. Kind of blocking him here, which kind of sucks. Maybe I should move. Now who cares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it didn't matter. And now it's him and he can run. So we got a roll here. Oh, nice. So he can run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so he's here now. And we got the next turn. And now these guys will run. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's him. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now it's him. And he moves here. And he tries to reveal the next section. So that means we have to roll for an obstacle. And we were lucky here. So now we can reveal the section. And it's very, very likely that we're going to find some enemies there, because now we have to roll the die twice. Okay, again we have a huge corridor here. Here at the end are the new exit points, or the new arrows, and here we have a door. So let's see if we find creatures there. As I said, it's pretty likely. We got to roll twice now, and there we go. So let's draw a card, and that's another special creature. Okay, so let's see. We gotta add 1 to the roll. Oh boy, that's another bandit boss. This is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, that's another bandit boss with a skilled dirty fighter. And again, we have to check for his equipment here. The funny thing is he's going to be placed here at the very end of the corridor, so this guy might actually not be such a threat to us. But we'll see. So first let's see on a 1 to 4 what type of equipment he has. That is a 3, and I think this is again the mace. Yeah, that's pretty much the same guy. And the only question is, maybe this time he has a ranged weapon. If he rolls a 1 here, and yeah, okay, this time he's got a ranged weapon, so we gotta check which one that is. It could be a handgun or a crossbow for 1 extra VP. So on a 1 to 3, it's gonna be a handgun. Okay, so there we go. He's got a handgun. I don't know if that gives him such a big advantage. A crossbow would have been probably better for him, but because he could have shot that thing all the way down the corridor, but we'll see. Interesting that there are only the bosses, right? This is odd, but okay. I wonder. Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of tricky. I think technically, I don't even know if it is allowed that you meet 3 bosses or so, but okay, there is this rule here that is, I think it's recommended that during an adventure, maximum of 1 of these creatures should be in there. But on the other hand, it's a special creature. So I don't know. It doesn't say it's not allowed. I think I'm gonna use it anyway now. It's not that cool, but okay. Let's do it anyway. It doesn't have to be the ultimate boss. It's just some kind of colonel or something. We could have imagined that, some advanced bandit basically. Okay, so. He's going to pay 6 VPs for that because the guy has a handgun. So the 5 are standard, and then he's going to pay another one for the handgun. Okay, this is it. So we're ready to start this fight, but at that point I'm going to load it up. And I mean, this time it's looking pretty good that we could win this adventure. However, the problem is that it was not very profitable until now. I mean, the first boss didn't give us anything, so I don't know. Maybe we should have searched these rooms for treasures, but on the other hand, my goal is to kind of beat this guy here. And I think there still might be a chance here. For example, if we kill this bandit now, that gives us another 3 points. That would be pretty cool. And he's now at 12. Then we would be at 7. Of course, the fight will take some time. So he will probably be at 14 or 15. We will be at 7. But then we get another 2 points. When we enter the room, we get another 5 points when we kill the leader. So that means it's going to be a very, very close race. But this time there is a real chance that we might be able to make it. Okay. So yeah, hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.